So what we've done in the past, if you need to get water hot really quick. Good morning, beautiful people. All right, so as you guys know, we are going to butcher a pig on Thursday. Today's currently Tuesday. And there is a small fabrication project that I have been wanting to do for a while. I've needed to do it. This great big oil drum, I cut probably, I don't know, maybe 1.5 feet, 2 feet off of it. Let me flip this over. Oh, if it wasn't sunk into the ground. That oil drum holds a bunch of water. I use that for basically really big pigs, which Bubbles is a really big pig. And then in January with our hand hewn class, we are going to probably use this one for lamb chop. The only problem with this giant drum is once it's full of water, it's really, really heavy. So there's not really any moving it, and to heat that much water with just like a turkey fryer doesn't make a lot of sense. You'd be there all day. Anytime I've had to heat it before, I had actually dug out a hole and made somewhat of a rudimentary rocket stove in the dirt. The rocket stove works okay, but you're spending the whole morning, the whole time in smoke, and it's too much, especially when you're scalding and there's smoke in your eyes, and it's just like, it's no fun. So what I've been needing to do for a while is build some sort of a burner, and I've got the stuff. Something that I've wanted to make is basically kind of like a giant turkey fryer, a base, if you will, to set that or a 55-gallon drum on, and a way to get it really hot really quick. I'll come in here and I'll show you. So what we've done in the past, if you need to get water hot really quick, you can use a weed burner. I got a couple weed burners. I'm actually going to use those as the burners rather than making a burner. You know, I've made some really good burners, like the burners on my forge. I know I can build a really hot, powerful burner. Why go to the trouble of buying all the parts and doing everything? To build this burner, by the time I've bought all of the little pipe fittings and everything and done the work and built the thing, honestly, it was cheaper to go to Harbor Freight and buy a weed burner that I'm going to modify to use as a burner on a drum stand. So that's what the plan is today. I'm gonna build a drum stand for not only the big one, but I also want it to where I could set a 55-gallon drum on there, and it'll be double duty. We can do big drum, little drum. I'm gonna use one, possibly both of them, these weed burners. They're so powerful, you can heat up a 55-gallon drum in minutes rather than with like a turkey fryer where it's going to take an hour or more. I've got a little bit of metal stashed away, probably not enough to do it the way I really want to, but that's all right. I think I can get it done with what I've got. That's the name of the game today. I'm going to get fabbing. There's literally a squirrel out here in the garbage pile squawking at me like I'm trespassing. That is a gutsy squirrel right there. All right, I got some doodling done. I think I figured out how I'm gonna do it. I think the only hang up is I don't want it very tall. The whole thing has to be pretty short and squat, because what the problem is I run into is with bigger pigs like Bubbles, even with that crane being 15 feet off the ground, by the time you add the 3 feet of the barrel, plus I'm gonna make this stand about 1 foot tall. I mean, that's 4 feet, plus the pulley and the rope and whatever's tied onto the pig. Trying to get that length, I either need a taller crane or a shorter dunk bucket. I think I got my height. I think I figured out how I'm gonna do it. It's just gonna be I'm just gonna do a square with 8 points of contact, and then, you know, the feet underneath, and then how I build the middle portion that will support a smaller drum. Nice thing about the smaller drum is it's exactly that, it's smaller. I'll only have like 8 inches sticking outside if we do a smaller drum. The problem I'm running into is having enough room to put a weed burner underneath. I'm gonna have 2 of them, and they're independent. I'm not gonna have them plumbed together, so it will require 2 separate tanks. But I think that works great because then, I mean, 2 weed burners, I'm going to fill that thing up when it's done. When this is all done, I'm going to fill that thing up. I'm going to set a timer, and I'm going to see how long it takes to use 2 weed burners and heat up that thing of water up to about 160 degrees. All that to say, I think I'm finally ready to get started. About lunchtime. Yeah, it's about 2 o'clock, so I'm gonna go up there and eat lunch. I'm gonna take this out and see how it looks on the drum. It's coming along quite nicely. I might add some corner pieces to just make it look cooler, but as it sits now, 55-gallon drum can sit on the middle, and then the big drum will take up the entire stand. And so then all I have to make now is legs. We're gonna do about 1 foot of climb, and then I have to figure out how I'm mounting these. I'll probably heat this tubing and bend it so it, you know, gets the right angle. As it is now, I mean, there's just about enough angle. I could just about lay those on the ground, blowing up against the drum. So it's coming along quite nicely. But last week I was down here and I had a project that I was like, oh yeah, it's going great. I jinxed myself. So I'm not gonna start saying it's going smooth until it's getting painted. Playing Uno by yourself?
No. It's called Uno, duh.
That's a very good point. Looks like you've been quite productive.
Oh.
So this is the rest of our ground beef that we didn't like the grind
on. Yeah, it's not all the rest of it, but it's almost the rest of it.
Yeah, the nice thing about this is these take up a lot less space in this format than
like this.
Yeah, that's basically how we got them. So it's like, anyways, I didn't show you guys that this morning. She was already grinding and the grinder makes all sorts of noise. I was just like, I'll just walk outside and start filming.
Yeah, it's all good.
All right, I came up here for lunch. I'm at a stopping point.
There's some pasta left from last night.
Oh, sweet. All right. Now I've just got to figure out legs. I don't have enough metal to do what I really would like to do with the legs. So I got to figure out something else. I mean, there's a few routes I could go. I do have some really big heavy duty angle iron. I might make feet out of some of that angle iron. I think I might do that. That sounds like a pretty promising idea. I just figured it out right now. And then the only thing I have to do now is once I get the feet on and I can stand it up on its feet, then I can figure out where exactly I want the burner. And then one of the things before I really fix that burner permanently is I need to make sure it'll burn with the tank on top. With big burners like this, they need a lot of oxygen, and the one thing that I'm kind of worried about is, you know, if there's not enough airspace, I could choke out the weed burner. So I'll have to play around with it. All right, I am officially out of time. It is a karate night, so I've got to go get cleaned up. Basically, all of the every fabricating is there. It's all tacked together. I just have to weld it out. But before I end this, I am going to take it out and set the drum on it. I want to see how it looks. That'll work great. All right, so that was what I wanted to check. I need to measure that distance. That's gonna be close with a really big pig, getting it in there. It does kind of slope off that way, so I'll probably put that drum down there just to give ourselves a little bit more room. But yeah, that's gonna work. That's plenty of height. Looks pretty good too. I think those gussets made it. They make it look a little beefier. All right, I am gonna go grab a drum real quick. I wanna put a drum up here and see where a drum sits. Just a regular 55-gallon drum. See if it's gonna be too much of a hassle having that thing for a small drum, like you're gonna be tripping over it. I'll check real quick. All right, I like that. I don't think that'll be in the way. I'm pretty happy with how that's coming out. I'll just have to finish it tomorrow. It wouldn't be a pig butchering without some sort of urgency somewhere. I think when we had hand hewn out in January, I want to say we refloored that thing like 2 days before, and then I built that crane. I finished it the night they got there. Like, that's cutting it pretty close to the wire. Guess I'll haul that thing back in there, and I'll either get home from karate tonight and weld it, or just do it first thing tomorrow. See what Meg's making for dinner, and then I'll wrap it up. Sounds like someone's having a hard afternoon. I just hear a meltdown going on. Oh, poor baby. All right, have you composed yourself? Slightly. So I heard that you helped make dinner. So what are those?
Donuts.
Oh, really? We're having donuts for dinner. So we're having donuts?
I guess we're having donuts for dinner.
All right then. Guess Buggy's helping you cook more often.
Okay.
Yes.
So I think those are pizza pockets, or calzones, or whatever you want to call them.
Hot Pockets.
Pizzas.
Pizzas?
Pizzas.
A pizza. Are you ready to eat a pizza?
Okay.
Okay, let's eat.
Can I get that, please?
Yes, you may. All right, take your plate, sis.
Can I say that?
Yeah, you can
You
save
save
it.
it? Yeah, we can save it. That's fine. Just put it on the counter and we'll save it.
Save it.
You're gonna save it for later? Okay. You can save it for later.
She's so big.
Alright, so I'm a little bit bummed I didn't finish the project, but I can finish it tomorrow. So, dinner was good.
Good.
I'm gonna wrap it up right here, so we will catch you guys on the next one.
Bye.